So you've seen me make CAWs, you've seen the CAWs on CEW, Europe Pro, etc. And obviously you just saw me make a CAW on 2K20 again. But what if I was to do this? What if we were to take this CAW right here and I click R3 and we go ahead and we take a random CAW that the game spews out and I try and make something from it. So here we go. What is it going to be? You know what? There's room there. I can work with this. Yeah, so the face has morphing on it, but do I want to slap a well, we'll see. I'll try and morph it a bit more, because I do quite like this. Obviously, the eyebrows are going to need replacing, but that's a future thing there. The first big step was the face morph. As I always say, this is a very crucial step to making your CAW look unique and feel like an actual character rather than just a skin for one of the face templates. I wanted to go with something a bit more out there, and so I opted against using a face texture and instead went in-game. I had no real ideas in my head, so I just moved things around, and as you'll see later, I kept coming back and tweaking things until I was happy with the morph itself. It's always going to be kind of tricky to morph the eyebrows when you've got eyebrows like this on the core. I should have changed them before getting to this bit, but it is what it is, really. I don't know, I like it, but also at the same time, I don't feel like I've moved enough. Like, let me just do like a few more things. Again, as you can see, I was very indecisive on the morph. So that's the that's the morph pretty much down. I'm gonna try and not change the gear too much, but I'm gonna be real, this doesn't work at all, so we're gonna have to change a bit of it. Why have you got veins? This part was really simple. It was just about finding a body type that worked with the idea I had in mind for the core. Can take long, but it isn't a tricky part of the process, really. Obviously, the goal isn't to, like, make it completely different. It's to take the elements and make them work. So, like, this hair doesn't work, but if we find something similar, finding hair can be an absolute nightmare, and I'm just gonna say it. If you make multiple CAWs, I feel your pain of trying to find hairstyles that make your CAW stand out amongst the others. Luckily, I already sort of knew / had a guideline on what hair types I was going to go for, but if I was going to make a CAW from scratch, this process can take me literal minutes, maybe even hours to decide sometimes. Alright, so we're gonna bring that down, because that being that red, no thank you. No. We're also going to have to change the eyebrows because they're pissing me off, I can't lie. Then it was time for eyes and makeup. Very simple process. Nothing really else to say than that. Then, like, if you know what you're looking for, very easy process. Now I've got to figure out how to make this work. So get rid of those. You know, I think I have an idea. I have a concept now. Kind of. Are they here or are they in socks? That's the question. I think they're in socks, actually. So yeah, we got that. Change the shorts up a bit, but we need to look for shorts. Like I said, we're not changing everything up. We're just changing certain elements. You know, I should probably actually grab the colors for everything, because I do actually quite like this this color scheme, to be honest. So what's happening here is I'm copying the colors from the color scheme that the game gave me. That way I have a base to work with. Then I'm just figuring out the color composition in my head and seeing what works on the core itself before moving on to more of the gear and moving closer to finishing this up. See, now it's about finding something that works, right? Like, it's always the trickiest thing when you have a concept in your mind is, it's all well and good having the concept, but now it's about figuring out how to actually bring that to life. It can be tricky to execute the vision that you have in your head from the word go, and that was honestly what I was struggling with the most throughout this process. You'll see me flip-flopping through ideas to see what works because I am a very picky person, and if I don't have a certain piece that works with the vision, then I'll either keep changing it or I'll change the whole vibe of the core itself. This can be a very daunting process for someone who's used to just doing something once, selecting something and just going for it. As you can see, I even went back and I changed the morph a bit, hoping that it would help make the core look better overall, and honestly it did. I'm highlighting all of this here because I want to show you all that making these cores can and often will take you a lot of time, and sometimes you have to be willing to invest that time to get a result you're happy with. And whilst we have a little bit of time, I want to go ahead and shout out the wall of support, which you can be a part of for as cheap as 99p a month by joining the supporter membership tier on the channel. See, if I felt like it didn't change the entire core, I probably wouldn't have this hair color, to be honest. So I might actually just go ahead and change it, because I'm really not feeling it. There we go. Right, what are we gonna name her? That's the real question. What are we gonna name her? Well, it's time to boot up the website as always. Right, let's see what it recommends. Let's see what it says. I like Lakara as a first name, so I'll keep that in mind. In fact, actually, hold on. As I'm doing this, I'll quickly pop on any names that I like on here. Lakara Rivers. There we go, that's the name. So, as always, it's entrance time, so let's do it. Thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to do all of the like and subscribe stuff if you enjoyed the video, and I can guarantee that you'll want to click on one of the videos on the screen right now. Trust me, if you like core content, it'll be worth it. See ya!